Today we will see about Linux sysfs, what is a sysfs file system, and how can we create a Linux sysfs from our driver, and how can we access the sysfs informations using the root file system that we will see over here. Basically, that sysfs provides a feature of categorizing the device driver into multiple classes. It's something like we will be having the classes something like general purpose input output and LED light emitting diodes and real time clocks, network devices, disk and input devices, audio output devices, audio capture devices, like a kind of a categorizing the multiple device drivers and respective devices into classes is supported by the Linux sysfs accordingly. Now we will see there is for example in our system maybe we have, for example, here we will be having the classes of device classes. It's something like a backlight, it's something like a BDI and block devices, core dump devices and DMA devices, direct rendering management, it's something like a DRM devices device class, and we have the GPU class, we have the I2C adapter class, we have the LEDs class. Like that we have multiple device classes are present within the Linux systems. Basically here we will be seeing something like how can we create this kind of classes of devices and how can we access that we will see over here. It's something that we will be having something like different device classes, something like GPIO, LED and real-time clock devices that we will see over here. And in order to do that, sysfs is basically an virtual pseudo file system which is very similar to earlier procfs, but the thing is sysfs provides complete information about the kernel drivers, and it provides complete interface to kernel data structures, something like that we have seen. We can able to get the module parameters over here using the sysfs, something like I can able to get the module parameters, for example cd bbb over here, and I'm going to insmod this insmod hello.ko over here. Sorry. Before that I have to do hello1.ko. Yeah, now hello.ko. Now we can able to get the information about the kernel data structure, sys module, and we will be having a hello, and this will be having a parameters, and what all the parameters like a buff count and data, those kind of a kernel module structures or kernel module variables can able to access with the help of Linux sysfs accordingly over here. And it basically provides the complete information about devices, classes of devices, kernel modules and file system. All the informations are added into the the device driver can able to add those information into the about the devices, and it can be viewed or it can be changed or it can be modified with the sysfs interface by the Linux kernel accordingly. And usually that sysfs will be mounted in the folder called /sys. For example, here it was mounted on the sys folder over here. For example, that. for example, that slash sys cd slash sys, in which the sysfs has been mounted over here, and the sysfs inside the sysfs there will be a different directories with respect to the block devices, with respect to the buses, for example PCIe bus, or with categorization of categorization of with respect to the buses, for example PCIe bus or USB bus or I2C bus or a SPI bus, like that. It has been categorized accordingly. For example, that we can able to see here, it's something like we have the I2C bus, we have an IIO bus, industrial IO bus, we have the GPIO bus over here, we have the PCI Express, we have the USB, and all those informations are with respect to the bus, we can able to get it with the sysfs. With respect to the class, we can able to get the information. With respect to the devices, we can able to get the information. With respect to the module, we can able to get the information. With respect to the firmware, what all the firmware it was loaded by the kernel module, that we can able to get it with respect to firmware. And if suppose we wanted to get the more information about kernel data structure, which can be get with the help of kernel over here, that provides the complete access to the kernel data structures, and the power management can be achieved with the help of syspower, that provides the complete information about power management of the systems, that we can able to get it with the syspower accordingly over here. And usually it will be mounted like the kernel variables. For example, that we have whatever be the permissions that the kernel module is providing to that particular variable, can be based on that whether the variable can be readable or writable, which is purely depends upon that how the kernel module provides that access basically. For example, even though we have the option something like for example, we will be having the option something like sys module hello, and parameters something that we will be having over here. For example, this we have given something like a read write, and read for the group and read for the user, like that. It was the permission that it was defined in the kernel module whenever we are defining this variable inside the kernel module driver, that based on that only it will work. It does not have we cannot change that in the runtime accordingly over here. And basically that sysfs will have the complete symbolic links that will be used to connect the entries. For example, there will be something like multiple devices present within the bus, that we can able to provide the linking accordingly. For example, I have this sys bus GPIO, and it has the devices, and which has been connected with the GPIO chip 0, and basically this gets connected with the for example, we can able to see that this node has been connected with the firmware device tree OCP GPIO, and this subsystem has been connected with the bus GPIO. Like this, sysfs will have continuous or very complicated the symbolic link between the multiple files, that provides that if we can go to we can search for that, or we can access the file with respect to the access the details or access the kernel information by traversing through the bus, or traversing through the devices, or traversing through the classes of devices. Like using that, we can able to we can able to access that accordingly over here. Yeah, for example, the same path we can able to take with the help of sysclass and GPIO, and we have the GPIO chip 0, those things that we have over here. The same, the GPIO chip, which is something like a bus GPIO devices over here, which comes which is also comes over here, which basically links to that particular symbolically linked with the respective devices and platforms, so that it will be it can be accessed accordingly over there. Yeah, now we can able to see how the GPIOs and how the SysFS can be used to access the GPIOs that we will see over here. For example, that we will be having something like different directories inside the SysFS. It's something like a block which basically contains the symbolic links to the block devices discovered during the boot up, and a bus which provides contains each subdirectory of the bus types which is present in the kernel, and sysclass which contains the subdirectory of each of the device classes, something like a GPIO class, something like a LEDs class, all those classes that we will be getting within inside this sysclass directory. And we will be having the dev directory which contains the block and character device nodes subdirectories, and we will be having something like devices which will be something like provides the kernel device tree representation inside the devices folder. And we will be having the firmware. Firmware contains the interface for firmware specific objects, something like for example, some Wi-Fi chips will require the firmware to get loaded. Those kind of firmwares will be present within the sys firmware directory. And we will be having the sysfs which sysclass fs which contains the file system related subdirectories. And we will be having the kernel which provides syskernel provides the complete information about the Linux kernel which is running on the system, that will be present within the syskernel. And sys module provides or contains the subdirectory of each and every module that it was loaded into the system, that will be available over here. All the power management related files will be present within the sys/power directory accordingly over there. Yeah, now we can able to access the GPIOs over here. For example, I am going to connect the not this one, maybe I am going to connect BeagleBone pinout. I'm going to connect the GPIOs to the LEDs as well as as well as the keypad over here, keys over here, that we can able to access the respective GPIOs over here. For example, I am going to connect the GPIO 66, 67 and 68 and 69, all four GPIOs with the keys, and I'm going to connect 45, 44, 47 and 46 to the LEDs accordingly. Now we can able to see something like for example, how can we access this from the sysfs that we will see over here. For example, that we will be having the interface which is called sys class GPIO is the interface that provides the whether it is a whether how can we configure whether it is a GPIO as a input or output, and how we can able to write or read the value that we will see over here. For example, I am going to configure it something like GPIO 45 as a output over here. For example, that it was connected with the LED, I am going to configure over here. In order to do that, maybe I am going to do cd sys class GPIO over here. Once we have this information, we can use the file called export in order to export that particular GPIO accordingly. For example, we have the GPIO of 66 over here. I am going 45 is connected with the LED. This for 66, 67 and 68, 69 are connected with the switches. That first we will see about the LEDs, which is connected on 45, 44 and 47 and 46. These are all the pins that it got connected. Now we will access that over here. For example, I am going to do echo the number 45 is the GPIO number which I am going to export, which is I am going to write into the export export file which is present in the sys class GPIO, which makes something like which exports and which creates a new node which is called GPIO 45. If we go inside this GPIO 45, we can able to get we will be having the different files. It's something like whether it is what is the direction of the for example, I can able to get the direction, cat direction. Currently the direction of the GPIO is input. It was configured like an input. Now we have connected that LED. Because of that, I am going to change the direction of the LED over here with the help of echo out direction over here, which makes that particular GPIO as a output, and I am going to check the value over here. Cat value provides the currently the value is 0 over here. Maybe I am going to currently the value is 0 over here, and which makes that LED to glow at the output. And if suppose I wanted to switch off, I am going to write the value over here, echo value 1. This makes the LED to off accordingly over here. This makes that LED to off whenever we are writing high on that GPIO. We will be the particular LED gets off, and I am going to change the value as 0. Then the respective value we are getting as a low, and since it is the active low LEDs, it was connected. Because of that, whenever we are sending a low, then the LED will glow accordingly over there. The same way, I am going to read that read the switch accordingly. In order to read the switch, I am going to use something like GPIO 66 is the maybe I am going to use GPIO 67 in order 67 in order to read that read the switch information. For that I'm going to use sys class GPIO over here, and echo 67 I'm going to export this over here, which makes that once we done, we will be getting that particular GPIO 67 got exported, and I'm going inside this GPIO 67, and inside that I'm going to check for the direction, which is something like the direction is input. For a keypad to read, we require that input, the keypad should be like we have to read the value from whether it is a high or low. Because of that, for that we put something like a direction as a input. I am going to keep this direction as an input, and I am going to read the value. Currently the value of currently the value is 1, which we have over here. Now I am going to press this. I just pressed. Now the value becomes 0. I just released again. The value becomes 1 over here, which makes something like the key press can be detected with the help of the value. Whenever we read the value, I am going to press it again. Now the value becomes 0. I released, and whenever we read back the value, we got the value of 1, which means that 1 means the key is in a released state, and 0 means key is in a pressed state. Accordingly, that we can able to get with the help of simple GPIO, with the help of sys class accordingly over here. Yeah. Is this fine?